Literally is no pressure. I'm your host, Bangem Bugg, and we got some special guests. We got a platinum selling group. This our first one, so the Southern Playas. So how y'all doing, man? Y'all good?
Oh yeah. Chilling.
Appreciate y'all coming. So I guess we're gonna start it off with, as far as like, I try to get like some personal information, then I run it down like what y'all got going on towards the end. So kind of tell me what it was like growing up in Augusta, or give me like one of y'all best memories in Augusta.
Well, I moved to Augusta from DC when I was in like the 9th grade. So growing up in high school there, it was like it was you know it was cracking up.
It was Augusta.
Yeah, it was like fighting.
Fight, yeah.
You know, getting the music, dancing. You know, just doing some gangster stuff. When you're young and dumb, you know, you into a little bit of everything, and then you know, just learning as you go along. And one thing I learned, you know, is it's easy to get in trouble in Augusta, and hard as hell to get out of it.
In Augusta.
In Augusta.
Okay, so did y'all grow up with both of y'all parents?
No.
Yeah, well, both of my parents, you know, they were divorced when I was a baby, but I was around both of them growing up, so.
No, I didn't. My grandma was raised.
Okay. So as far as like y'all dads, are y'all pretty close, or like do y'all speak, or like?
Well, I lost my dad like 3 years ago. But before he died, I built a relationship with him. We didn't have one, but I built that relationship over the years.
Okay, so give me like some good game y'all dad might have gave y'all, like they kind of stuck with y'all.
He always told me to never date a broke one.
Hey. Yeah, my dad is still living. Me and Pops, you know, we pretty tight. But he always told me no matter what I did in life, whether it was cleaning floors, sweeping floors, be the best at it. So you know, everything that I did in life, I tried to be the best at it. You know, so.
Okay. So I couldn't get it from my mama, so I got it from the streets.
Okay. So what you was like, you did like some like drugs, or was like gang banging?
I mean, actually, none of that. Actually, I went the opposite way.
Okay.
I was in the streets, but I was more around dancing. So we made our money for going to competitions and winning. We won a lot of competitions because we was kind of popular. We was popular as a dance group. It was called 430 Boys. So yeah.
Okay, so I guess would you say is it healthy to love a partner or a child like more than yourselves?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, well, you gotta love yourself in order to love other people. But I mean, when you love somebody, your partner or your child, more than you love yourself, that's selflessness, and I think that's a good thing. You know, you're willing to give up yourself for them. Yeah.
It's a good and a bad thing. That's
Putting yourself like.
Yeah, because sometimes you can put yourself first and forget about yourself because you're more concerned about other people and you lose who you are.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the wrong person.
Exactly. Then you really lose yourself.
Okay, so what would you say like a bridge that was burned in the industry, and why, and a bridge that was burned maybe like in y'all personal life, and like why?
Bridge that was burned in the industry. Yeah, we had some bridges that was burned in the industry. Face Records and Tony Mercedes, things that was done to us, you know, by executive producers and management. You know, when we first dropped Dickie Ride and Dickie Ride blew up, you know, we had some cats that, you know, of course, when you young in the game, you first in the game, you're gonna get stuck. But when you got cats on your team that's supposed to be supporting you and backing you, and you know, you find out they're really backstabbing you, you know, that's a bridge that's burnt, never to be crossed again.
So what I mean, as far as like what's something that they did like exactly, like as far as like giving them that, I guess giving themselves points or something and not giving y'all points, or
Well, going behind our backs and reconstructing the contract is one, you know, and then still in the group's artist publishing is a whole nother thing.
that's legal, or that was it?
No, it's legal. It's legal when you don't know the business.
Yeah.
So basically, we didn't know, they knew. So they said, hey, we got you. We was like, okay, we trust you. But then, of course.
So they could probably write something in the contract saying that they can reconstruct.
Right. So you could sign the contract coming from the club drunk on top of a car, and they could just go to the library and just type what they want to type because they know they got you drunk right before you sign this contract.
The thing about it is there are clauses that you can put in the contract. If you don't have an entertainment lawyer to look over your contracts, you don't know what you're signing.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. Then if you don't never get a copy, then you really don't know what's going on.
Because you can be the tightest rapper in the world, you can have the baddest song in the world, but if you don't know your paperwork, you don't understand contracts, you just on stage rapping, but you're missing out on your royalties. No points, no nothing.
No nothing.
So do you feel like the company, because sometimes bigger companies can get you in doors you probably wouldn't normally go in, so would you like re-sign if you could do it all over again, or you would just be like, nah,
No. Now what we know, that's why we're independent.
Yeah. Never sign a record deal ever again. And I tell any artist that if you don't, I look at it like, I call it lazy. You lazy. You want somebody else to do the work that you know you can do, but you just don't want to do it because they can just do it faster than you can. So you want it right now. So if you want it right now, then yeah, you go ahead and sign that 360 deal, and in 5 years, I see you back where you started at.
One thing we learned about major record labels, not all, but a lot of them, they take artists, they put them in the studio, but they put them on the shelf. A lot of them never get out there. There's a lot of artists that I know now saying, oh, I'm signed to Sony, I'm with such and such, but nobody's heard of you. You just signed to a label, they got you in the studio recording, but nobody's heard of you.
And that taxes on you, your tax write-off.
And you could be sitting on that label for 5 years till your contract is up and you have nothing to show for it.
They already done made money off you the whole 5 years, you ain't made it down.
And then most major labels, if they have already major artists that they put money into, you're not going to come before them.
So,
You know what I'm saying? If they got like Lil Baby and they got this and that artist here and this and that artist there, and they making money, they blown up, they already blown up, you're on the back burner. Yeah, you signed to the label, but they're not funneling no more money into you.
by the time they get to you, they ain't gonna want you.
They're just riding their time, waiting in their contract to expire.
I know maybe sometimes they want to see if you smart enough, because Kanye went through that, and he forced them to be like, oh, let's go see what he's doing, because he had a store where he was shooting the video, and like the media was asking him about the video, and he was like, I didn't even know nothing about it, so he had to go show up and support Kanye because he forced him to. He started doing stuff on his own, so maybe that's how record labels, maybe what they trying to do is like, we gonna see if you gonna be smart enough to try to force us to support you.
Not all labels.
Yeah.
Not all. Some labels probably, they get what they can get out of you. And then when they feel that they can't squeeze anything else out of you, hey. But some labels, yeah, they want to see how hard you're gonna work at your own craft.
But that's the labels ain't doing nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just carrying their name, but they ain't doing no marketing, they ain't doing no promotion, they ain't doing nothing. You just sign with them.
All labels aren't bad, but you got to know what's best for you. We've been through the game. We've been in this game for over 20-some years, so we've seen the good and the bad, and we learned a lot through going through the trials and errors. And we don't know it all now, but we know enough for us to be able to stand independently and do what we do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, he's right about all labels ain't bad. The only bad thing I say about that is they ain't bad unless you know your business. If you know your business, then they good. But if you don't, then they all bad. Because ain't none one of them gonna sit across from this table and tell you, say, hey, well, you need to make sure you got this right. You need this paperwork too. They're not gonna tell you that.
You know your business, you can negotiate.
Yeah, you can do your thing.
Yeah, because you can understand the lingo that they talking. So.
Okay, what's some strong relationships that y'all have built with maybe like DJs and other artists?
69 Boys, Black Pack, LA Snow, Kilo,
Freaking Ass,
Outkast, Mob. We told so many.
Maybe we just Mr. Cheat. We just did a award show. Mr. Cheat,
Crime
Shop Boys, Hit That with a Bottle.
Yeah. What's the name?
Misbehaving.
Yeah. Scarface.
Yeah, man.
God bless
Craig Mack.
God bless his soul. Tupac, Craig Mack.
And one song took us.
Yeah, we
traveled the world. We've been to places people won't believe we've been.
So many to name. Phil Mob.
Keep naming them.
I mean, you can't name them all, but DJs, DJ Jelly,
Man. Hershey, DJ Hershey.
DJ Nabs.
Oh yeah, Nabs.
Because we did a song, DJ Nabs was featured on it.
Yeah, we got so
many DJs. Slick Vic, Jam Pony.
Jam Pony, yeah, definitely Jam Pony.
Yes,
man.
There's just so many. DJ Machiavelli, DJ Greg Street.
Greg Street. I was just trying to get his name out. Greg Street.
There's so many to name.
So what give me like a memorable story maybe from like an artist y'all made, maybe his name, like from the road.
Luke.
Something that stood out.
Craig.
Oh yeah, we did a show. What was that we were at?
We was at
Opelika, Alabama. We did a show in the Big Civic Center. Craig Mack was the headliner. And then I think we went on before Craig Mack. I don't know why they did that. But, you know, our show is the Hellfire show. And before the end of our performance, you know, the whole crowd, I don't know, about a couple thousand people out there, they were chanting Southern Playas. Southern Playas. So when Craig Mack came out to do it, said, you know, no more flavor in your ear. They were still chanting our names.
Southern beating on stage. Right.
Southern Playas.
And they said, man, hold on. Can we cut something?
Yeah.
Man, hold on, man. Fuck the Southern Playas. I'm with Bad Boy, nigga. We Bad Boy, nigga. We from New York. Fucking down Southern. Yeah, he was going in on us.
Yeah.
But again, that one I'll follow. You know, like, that ain't the first artist that we do that to. We just, not too long, about a week ago, had a promoter tell us, yeah, well, whoever go on before y'all, they need to.
Whoever go on after us.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah, make sure they do that. Y'all don't need to go on before nobody. So,
So it's hard to get that stage performance down, but you know some people's music is just like so strong, like you can't go on before them. I know it's the same thing with DMX. People used to say, "I'm not going."
You can't go. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z said that too.
Yeah, Jay-Z said that too. Say, "Wow, I remember talking about that."
He came out there. Oh,
all right. He said, "Man, why?" Then he started doing some songs. Say he made the cry. Jay-Z said, "Oh man." Yeah, when he started making the cry over again.
Yeah, be that way, man.
So y'all definitely the best of the best if y'all got that reputation.
Oh yeah, we had that reputation for a while.
You know, they held us, and I think we was in the Source magazine as one of the hottest groups to come out, like with the 6ix9ine Boys, being the group, bass group. You know, because a lot of other artists outside of Splat Pack and Gucci Crew and all them, a lot of other artists are like just solo artists. But coming out of Georgia and in the bass game, we were held as like one of the top bass groups besides the 6ix9ine Boys. That's because we got a lot of energy and, you know, our dances and everything. We just have fun, do what we do.
Yeah, that's how I know we were so hot. Our first week on Billboard, we was at number 16.
Yeah, first week.
So as far as like marketing, like how did y'all market the song? Like it's just like word of mouth, like.
We had a street team.
We had a street team.
I don't think they do it like that anymore now, but we had a street team that hit the streets, playing all over everywhere we went. Mom and pop stores, every record store you can name, radio stations. You know, because Dickie Ride, when we first dropped Dickie Ride, mainstream radio wouldn't play it because of Dickie. That was, you know, now you play anything, but then, you know, they were real particular about it. So underground radios, college radio stations, they picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah, they the ones who blew us up.
Yeah, you know.
That's how we found out we was on Billboard. Cause we was at what college we was at? We was in New Orleans.
We was in New Orleans.
At Xavier
University.
And we went in, and the DJ was like, "Oh man, I got a surprise for y'all." We like, "What's up?" He was like, "Yo."
We was on Billboard we were bubbling under.
Yeah, we was bubbling. Yeah.
Next thing you know, we took off bubbling under, and we was like number 16 on the charts.
We was in the Jet magazine too.
Yeah, they still do street teams, but it's like I think a guy told me it was like $40,000 or something.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like it's super expensive to get it done.
Nah, so we had our own street team.
Yeah.
You know, we had some of the we had real street team.
Okay, as far as like when y'all started taking off, did you find it hard to like cut out certain people you might have dealt with, and like how did y'all deal with it?
Well, the thing about it is, you know, it was 4 of us, and we pretty much, it was just us. That was our inner circle. Anybody else outside of that, we knew, family members, whatever, but we stayed busy so much and on the road so much that we didn't have time really to hang with folks. And whenever we did come home, it might have been like, what, a couple days?
And then we out.
Right back on the road.
Yeah, so we hardly ever stayed.
You know, one time we was on tour. Yeah, we was on tour one time for a whole month straight.
Just gone.
Came home for 2 days and went right back out. So.
Okay, with that life on the road, I know it's hard that like women, women minds get to wondering. So, did y'all have trouble in that area, like worrying about or something happening while y'all was on the road, or y'all just stayed single?
No, actually, I wasn't even really in a relationship. Then. I was dabbing.
You was jabbing the dabbing.
I was dabbing. No, I wasn't dabbing. I was dabbing.
Okay,
You know, like here and there, you know, just talking to people here and there. Because the road, man, you can't. It's hard because when you come home, you're home for 2 or 3 days. And your woman want all your time. But then you really, when you're home, you really got to prepare yourself to go right back out. So that's how we work.
And the thing about it too, if you was in a relationship while you on the road, and then just depending on how you feel, you probably so worried about what she doing and what's going on back home that you can't really focus like you should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty much single too. I was dabbing.
Yeah. Dabbing. We all were dabbing.
Dibbling and dabbing.
Dibbling and dabbing.
Okay, so what, do y'all like got some real some heartbreak stories like from when you was like
In a
living
relationship.
with somebody, yeah, like you kids.
You said heartbreak?
Yeah, heartbreak. Yeah.
I remember we was I met this chick, this Jamaican chick while I was in Miami. And, you know, she had a business in New York and Miami. I started kidding with her, and I really liked her. But we was on tour, so I knew, you know, I wasn't gonna be there forever. So, you know, I think we stayed in Miami for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was time to go, of course I had to leave her. But you know, we said we was gonna stay in touch, but never did. So you know, I was kind of like a little heartbroken behind that. But
Yeah.
nothing as far as back home, being in a relationship with anybody, and being heartbroken.
You never catch him, huh? Well, you know they say like when a man got too many hoes, he ain't worried about what he's doing. So that's kind of probably what it is. Then. You ain't got time to pay attention.
Well, you know, my
to
mindset really wasn't on being in a relationship at the time because I knew what we had going on, that I couldn't really devote my time to that. And plus, I was just so into what we were doing, our music. You know, I wasn't even thinking about that. You know, so.
Please feel.
Okay, something you might have learned from just being silent and watching somebody.
It's better to listen than to talk.
I agree
Because
with
you'll miss something if you just somebody be saying something to you and you just so quick to go off and you're not listening to something, you can miss something that really could help you. So I learned to listen and just shut my mouth and just listen up.
And I learned just by listening and not talking. Sometimes you just watch people that show you exactly who
Who
they
they
are.
are, yeah.
You know, so.
Okay, as far as like any other groups, like did y'all kind of wrap y'all arms around some younger groups who might be coming up, or because you know sometimes when I know artists help people, they be like, I'm not doing it no more. Everybody usually fuck me over. So did y'all have that kind of thing going on too?
Yeah, I tried to do something with Nikki E. Remember, we got some folks now that we're wrapping our arms around that we plan on working with. Jizzle Man, and then little Essence of Hip Hop. So
Me and my wife just signed our son, which is Vaughn the Big Homie. He's real hot. It's like everybody trying to get him right now, but we about to drop his first single for real in about another week. We just got the masters, we own everything on it, so just getting the paper again, getting that paperwork right. So before we released the song, we had to make sure everything was good. So that's what a lot of artists are missing a lot. They want to do a record and just go straight to the internet and forget about all that paperwork. So but we got everything. We got the company.
Okay, with your son, like, what's some advice you would give him as far as like with women? Would you advise him to date industry women or just get like a nurse or something?
Get him a country girl.
Yeah.
Nobody in the industry, because that industry stuff just don't work. It looks good, but it's not good.
yeah, because I tried to date this chick that was in the industry. She was a radio personality. Found out she was an industry hoe. Seriously, so.
Just like they glare, hey, all you gotta do is pour them in there. You could drink, I could drink it, you could drink it.
She was a community chick.
Shit for the streets.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so some women have to be like when women are in the entertainment, they have to be in guys' faces and they have to be going to all these meetings. So, like, would you want a woman who's that busy like that, even though she might not be in the entertainment industry? Like somebody who always is doing something. Or,
nah, somebody's always
she got
doing
a career?
something.
Yeah, she. she might have to travel to do work all the time.
And I got a career.
Yeah.
But my career is basically the same thing as hers. So if she could deal with me, I could deal with her.
You know, I can deal with it, but you know, sometimes that's not what you want. You know, everybody's different. You know, I've been there, and it's like sometimes you find that both of you being busy, you traveling all the time, you have no time for each other. And a lot of times that's where the distractions come in, and you find yourself drifting apart because you don't see each other, but on the fly. And next thing you know, somebody catches your eye, her eye, and you know, it's kind of hard to maintain a relationship like that if you both are all over the place and never together.
That's why you have to both sit down and come to a common ground. Okay, well look, we're gonna take this time off for each other. Cause you gotta have a career somewhere. Most of y'all just can't sit around and look at each other all day.
But it's easier said than done because it just depends on what you both do and if
It
you're
could
able
work,
to
though.
take time off at the same time.
It could work though.
It could work. That's why I said everybody's
If you
different.
work and she off, she need to come fly where you at, get a hotel. Then when you come up, y'all just do what you do in the hotel. Then she go home.
Yeah, if you
Hey,
do
I go
that-
pound mine every weekend.
I be wanting that, like, that Claire Huxtable, like a woman who's successful, but like when it's time to have kids, she'll just stop working. Like, that's the imaginary shit I want. You get what I'm saying? The most successful
You want that
women
Bill
be like,
Cosby?
They like, I'm staying, you know, I'm focusing on my career type of shit.
He want that. He want a drug.
Yeah, because you might come across a woman that you know you want to settle down and chill. You ready for that, but she's like, well, I'm into my career. I like traveling. I like doing what I do, and that may not work for you because you want to settle down.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I hate to see this person calling, and I love to see this person calling, like the names and what would they be calling you about?
I hate to see my brother calling.
I hate to see it. My homie calling.
Because when one of my brothers call, it's always drama, always a mess.
When my homie call, always drama, always a mess.
But I love to see my wife calling.
Yeah, me too.
Cause that's my comfort zone. That's my ride or die. That's my better half. So she makes everything all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all wife is the only one who really just called and just check up on you?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Everybody else they call either they want something or they don't call at all.
My mom and my dad, you know, they call. It's three people that really give me peace, like what I need. My mom, my dad, my wife. You know, my kids, of course, but those are the three main people. When they call, there's always a voice of reason. There's always talking about God. There's always whatever. If I'm feeling something negative, they give me what I need for me to see, you know, my life in a different perspective.
I got to call man, it's like,
You know, so-
you're right.
Wake up.
Wake up, boy. Hurry up.
Uh-oh, COVID.
Okay, a memory of a loved one who you lost and it puts a smile on your face.
My grandma.
And what's the memory?
Just the memory of her when I used to always come over. She always be sitting in the living room in that same spot in her wheelchair. But for some reason, no matter what time it is, no matter when I'm gonna come here, always food on the table. And she do that just because I'm coming. Then she invite everybody to come over, so we all could just eat. Cause she just so happy I'm there. I just miss that moment, you know. But I always think about that.
My mom actually do that, but she get mad if I pop up because she be wanting to cook and stuff like that.
Right. That's how my grandma.
You have
You have to
somebody
call.
like
You have
that.
to call so they can go ahead and start cooking. They'll tell you, well, don't come right now. Come later on. So you know, you giving them time enough to cook. And I miss that from my grandma. Man. She was dope about that.
Yeah, my older sister Tanya, she just recently died. You know, that was my ride or die. You know, we grew up, you know, in DC. We did a lot of stuff together. So, you know, that's still fresh and everything. But my older sister Tanya, that's the one for me.
Yeah.
So give me like like y'all favorite quotes, like from y'all favorite rapper.
50 Cent. They gonna hate, let them hate. Watch the money pile up. Well, my favorite rapper, me, my quote is, build a bridge and get over it. You don't like me, build a bridge and get over it.
My favorite quote is, don't look back. There ain't nothing behind you anyway.
So as far as like if you like separated from like a wife or something, you just feel like, fuck it, like if we separated.
Yeah. I mean, that's who I am. I'm that person. Like, I'm a loving person. My heart is real good. So you have to really do something. If you cross me and I don't talk to you no more, you did something real bad to me, because I'm a people person. I love people. I give you my last. You have to do something real bad to cross me. Once you do that, then wife, whoever, mama, daddy, sister, brother, daughter, kids, I don't care. I cut them all off. That is who I am. I gotta have peace in my life. I don't care who you are. If you giving me problems, I don't care. You getting cut off. So that is who I am.
Okay, and give me a traumatic experience y'all might have had, I guess before y'all turned 18.
Oh, so that was easy for me. When I went to jail.
Stabbed. I got stabbed.
What was like over a girl or?
Nah, they stopped me. It was a setup.
Oh, okay. Damn, you get them back?
I mean, they got what they deserved.
Yeah. I know, I was watching that, Wallow was basically saying forgive, like, people who might have did something to you, like, so are you at that point in your life?
Oh yeah, I've been did that, cause you gotta, if you're gonna move forward, you have to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
That's with anything. That even with the business we in right now.
Yeah.
If I would never forgave them for what they did to us, I would never be where I'm at right now.
Cause you can't keep carrying that baggage.
No, you can't do that.
There's a lot of cats out there that won't forgive and they're carrying that baggage, but they find that it's like it's contaminating their life. It's like a cancer. It eats you from the inside out. So when you learn how to forgive, that shows your growth, your maturity, and that opens you up to different things. Because a lot of times people feel like what they did to you in the past, that they can still come around and it's still going to affect you. But we learn how to take the sting out of that offense. So when we see these cats, when they come around, it don't bother us anymore, because we know who we are and we know where we at, where we're going. Now they're the ones that got to sit back and look at it and be like, oh,
dang.
Yeah, we thought we broke them.
We thought we had them.
You got what you got then, but now this is our time. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, so a tough time you didn't ask for help and you was just like, I'm gonna just thug it out.
Shoot. It was when me and 12 Gauge broke up. And remember that song, Let Me Ride That Donkey?
Yeah, that's a big song.
I used to DJ for him, so when we broke up after we came off tour and everything, over some money, I was out on my own, and I ended up becoming homeless. I ended up staying actually in an abandoned trailer, and my pride and everything wouldn't let me tell my family or go home, because I left home with this cat thinking that we were gonna be rich off that song and the other songs we made. So my pride wouldn't let me go back to them and say, hey, I need help. So it wasn't until I was laying in that trailer flat on my back and I looked up and God spoke to me and said, get up, go home. And that's when I went home. And not shortly after that, that's when I knew these cats, but that's when we got together and formed Southern Playas.
Yeah, well, me, once we got together as the Southern Playas, and when I realized that things was going left, and when I left the group and I moved to Atlanta, I actually moved up here, I was lost. Because I was so used to being around my team. And it was kind of like, let me tell you, I was in a dark place in my life. The reason I was in a dark place because I knew that everything was open. We worked so hard to get to a point that it went so fast. Like, we was this high, #1 around the world to
nothing.
And that right there was like, and then I couldn't go back and face my family and face anybody, so I started staying with anybody, my homeboy, my homegirl. Nobody knew this. I was just chilling there by the couch, just with a book bag, trying to figure, okay, what the hell I'm gonna do? I don't left the damn crew. But I knew it was the right thing to do. I was just lost. That's all.
So that was well, they say, you haven't lost until you gave up. So
Right.
So what kind of motivated y'all to like get back and say we gonna do this shit again?
I wanted to know what the record companies know. I did not want to know what no artists know, because what I know about an artist is the artist don't know shit. An artist is the dumbest person you ever want to meet in your life. He's just a damn artist. He can't tell you nothing about the business. So once that happened to me, I said to myself, no matter how long it takes, I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna get their ass back. One day. And this man named Mr. Clean, I had a bad attitude problem. After I broke up with him. I mean, my attitude was like sucks.
Yeah, it was bad.
See?
Nigga tore up your group picture.
Yeah, I was out of it, right? I was at a murder scene type. My mind said that I had murder on my mind. That's why I was, because I felt like you took from me, then you took from my family. At the time, I just had a child. We just had got a crib. I'm like, how I'm gonna pay for all this stuff? They taking us off. I was in a real bad place.
And so you gotta understand, the cats that we roll with, the cats that funded us, they were some real gangsters. I mean real gangsters. You know, these niggas out of New York, out of Augusta, they were like AR-15 carrying, taking hostages type gangsters. And they had people all over. And you know, so
I was ready to die.
yeah, and the guy actually threatened his life.
I was ready to die.
And that's how he was really in a dark place. You know, because he was like, I don't care. You gonna kill me, kill me. You know, so, and it was just that whole time when he left the group, it was, yeah, we kept doing this and doing that, but it wasn't the same. And then it got to a point where everything came to a halt. And it was like being in a place where you don't know where you're going. You know, the only thing you got to go back to is the place that you were trying to get out of. And there's no hope there. You know, and then when you hit rock bottom, it's like, what next? What now? And nobody has an answer for that. And a lot of cats out here don't understand that. If you've never been to that point where you're a household name, you got a song that's going all over the world. You know, wherever you go, you got big name stars singing your song. You in magazines and all this type of stuff, and all of a sudden you hit rock bottom. And people that saw you on the top now see you at the bottom, and everybody's like, "What happened?" You know, and that's a dark place, man. You know, a real dark place.
At least y'all are strong, man. Some people just kill themselves once they
Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
down where they once was.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me. I cried about 6 months straight in the bathroom. Every day I used to get out my sleep. As soon as I just wake up and stand up, I just go in the bathroom for an hour every day and just cry. Cause I didn't know what to do. I didn't understand what was going on, you know. But I just knew I had to do something. So one day I just woke up one day, looked in the mirror, and said, "Boy, if we don't get it together," I said, "You know what? I forgive myself." That's when everything changed for me. I forgave myself. See, I was blaming everybody else for that mistake I made, except for me. So when I started blaming myself, hey, that was your fault. That wasn't his fault. That wasn't the labor fault. That was your fault, because if you knew the business, it would never happen to you. So that was my fault. So guess what I did? I called him and said, "You know what? I apologize to you as a man, not as your artist, but as a man. I'm gonna apologize to you and say, hey, I forgive you for what we went through. That was my fault. You played a part in it, but I played the biggest part in it. So from this point on, I forgive you and God bless. And from then on, man, I took off."
Well, you know, for me, you know, even with my speaking engagements that I do, I tell people the truth. You know, I did contemplate suicide. I ain't gonna lie, I was in a bad place. You know, I thought about it, and, you know, of course, you know, most niggas be like, "Man, I ain't think about killing myself," but you'd be surprised what you would think about when your back is up against the wall and you feel you have nothing else to live for. You know, especially when you've been there, you've seen the $10,000 royalty checks and got the money coming in and all the fame, and then all of a sudden you back down to nothing. So, but what helped me was my pops. My pops told me, he said, "Son, get out of Georgia." You know, once I got off probation, because I had gotten in trouble with the law, and he was like, "Yo, get out of Georgia, come down here where I'm at." You know, he retired out of the military down in Mississippi, so I left 2004, went to stay with my pops, stayed down there and changed my life, got into the Word, 8 years. And I came back the 8th year, I came back, me and bro hooked back up, and we, you know, he was like, "Bro, let's rekindle this thing." So we started from, what was it, 2013, we just started building it back. You know, it took us all that time, but we never gave up. We kept at it, doing shows, recording different songs, and it got to the point where he was like, "Yo, we got to remix our joint, man. You know, the statute of limitations is up. We can take all of our music and remake it." And what I always tell you, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, see, that's what a lot of artists don't know right now. Anything after 8 years, a label can't do nothing about it. You know, They be holding on to people's music for 25 years because the artists really don't know that they can actually go back in, record that same song, and put it out. That's what we just did that with the song Dick. Right, Mom said we just shot our video. We just shot our first video, and believe it or not, we done outdid the classic. Now they calling this one a classic, and we did that. Like, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna ask you this. I've been asking people this. Has there been any artist in history to ever do that? To 27 years later to take their own record and re-record and still make another hit out of it? I've been trying to figure that out, and I love music.
Now we had 2 artists already that tried to remake Dick Ride too.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried.
But we went in the studio one night. Shout out to Luke G Productions. Went in there one night. Came up with pretty much the other parts of the concept of it. That one night came out with a hit.
So can you remake it, or can another artist just remake it and they can't do nothing about it?
No.
But they have to get permission.
They have to get permission from us, but we could remake it because we wrote it.
Yeah.
We own the lyrics and
We on the sound recording.
sound recording and everything. So now, but this right here, this is ours. The new one belongs to us. They don't have nothing to do with this. They won't get no money from it.
No.
So our plan is to say, okay, look, yeah, we did the old Dick Ride. Okay, yeah, but this is what it's about now. So we actually giving the fans a choice. You could listen to this one, or you can listen to the one that's really popping right now. And the one that's popping right now is the one we're doing the video. That thing, man, it's hitting the radio tomorrow actually. Yeah, Boston, they're gonna drop it.
Boston, Albany.
Albany, yeah, they're gonna drop it tomorrow.
Well, it's already
Florida,
radio.
they already dropping in Florida, so we already getting radio spins. So our radio spins is doing, we getting like 248 spins a week. So we doing pretty good. Independently, no label.
And see, the thing about it is, like, our name alone carries a lot of weight. We're modest. A lot of people always call us legendary. I get that, but we're just down to earth people. Just
humble.
Trying to give us ours and help those that we can't help. And, we got people like 69 Boys already reached out to us, want us to go on tour with them. We're about to do our second single with Splack Pack, LA Snow, Days Dukes. Doing some stuff with Freak Nasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a show with Freak Nasty. Man, some more people just called out to us, man. Yeah, we got a lot of people calling us right now, doing about shows. So, it's a blessing. It's not nothing to brag about. It's a blessing. So it's that hard work that we put in as CEOs, not artists no more, because we businessmen now. Yeah. So we don't, every artist don't understand that this is a business. When you're an artist, it's still a business. So if you don't run it like that, you're going to get treated like an artist. So you got to run this as a business, because believe it or not, you can really live and pay your bills and for the rest of your life. When you die, don't you know when you die, your music going to keep going on and on and on and on forever. Who going to get those checks if you ain't handle your business? The people that sign you, they kids gonna eat while your kids still run around barefooted.
Yeah, you gotta know how to handle your business.
You gotta
get copyrights last 50 years or more after you die. And so a lot of artists just out here rapping, they don't know the business, they don't know about song trust, they don't know how to get that stuff BDS, they don't know any of that, how to set that stuff up. See, we think longevity now. Before, when we were younger, we were just thinking for the moment.
Yeah.
Now it's longevity. Because when you get old, it's just like a job. When you retire from that job, don't you want a pension? You want your Social Security, right? Same thing with this music. You want to make sure that you're still eating off your music, even though you may not be doing it anymore. And your kids can eat off of it. I say a lot of cats don't think that way. They just think about getting the bag right now and flashing it. Forget all that. We're trying to own real estate and businesses. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to employ people. That's how we look at it.
Yeah, we're trying to put people in a position to win. So that's how your legacy go on, by putting somebody else on. So that's what we're doing now. We're putting people on now. We're going back to Augusta and grabbing people and say, hey, we're going to put you on. We're going to show you the game. We're going to teach you how to get your money, right? Because we don't need your money. We're going to teach you how to get your money. It's going to cost you, but we're going to teach you.
Right.
Because the game to be sold, not to be told.
But we're not trying to hit you in the head like some cats are. You going to pay me 10 grand. Like you said, street team, 40 grand.
No, we don't do all that.
No, we got family members that we can employ.
Me and my wife right there, we just actually did our first deal as a management company together, me and my wife right there, for our son. We just got all the masters on the beat, and this is what we did. Like, it ain't telling our business, but it's just what it is, right? We gave him all of his rights, his publishing. The only thing we took was 10%. So when he get paid, every time he get paid, we only get 10%. He get all his money. That's how it's supposed to be. It don't supposed to be the other way around. We get all this and we get the artist, here go your 10%. But you the artist, you gonna do all the work and I'm just gonna sit back and get all your money. That ain't the way to do it.
That's a label. That's why most major labels now they won't touch you until you build up your fan base, until they see you moving units. They want you to do all the legwork. And when you blow up, then they want to come in and say, I got you, but they're going to give 50% of your publishing.
And that's what you lose at, right?
They're going to give you a 360 deal, and it's going to stick you.
Hold on, though. You hear what he just said? They're going to get 50% of your publishing. Now, here's what artists think. Well, I still got 50%. No, you don't. Because now they're finna give you a manager.
Mm-hmm.
They're finna give you a lawyer.
They're going to put you in their studio.
In their studio. Now, remember now, your 50%, you got to pay that manager that they're giving you. He want 20. So now you down.
Hold on.
They gonna be talking about 25%.
Hold on, no, they're gonna give you $1 million advance for
Oh,
you.
I forgot about that.
And then they're gonna tell you shoot your video.
Oh, y'all.
You're gonna go out there and spend half of that on jewelry.
in a car.
Flashing.
And some clothes.
And then you forget everything that they've already done and doing for you. They gotta recoup that off top, so for your royalties. So that million that you flashing, I got the bag, that's gonna dwindle down and you're gonna have a few thousand. And especially if you don't know how to manage your money, you don't know how to handle your business, you're going to have to pay somebody to handle your business. Mm-hmm. So you got to get a manager who's probably going to hit you in the head for 20%. Mm-hmm. You know? 25, then if you don't know anything about publishing, you're already stuck.
Yeah, you're sold now.
You don't know anything about music licensing? Oh, somebody else is licensing your music to be on a soundtrack, and you don't even, that $100,000 for that, that's separate money that's supposed to come to you. Guess what? The next man getting it. So if you don't know the business and all you doing is just rapping, I got the hottest song in the hood. You ain't get paid.
You just had a hottest song in the hood.
You ain't cashing checks, just you and your homeboys riding around listening to your music, but it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
We've been there, done that.
So, have y'all got a chance to go overseas?
Yeah, I went overseas, but one time.
Yeah.
It was fun. London.
Yeah.
I know Method Man was saying it's like there's more money over there.
It is. Overseas,
actually, we about to
UK.
get ready to do a deal right now for what we're doing right now for overseas.
You make more money. You know, American artists over there are looked at as the best artists in the world. Mm-hmm. They're gonna pay top dollar. You go to Dubai, they're gonna pay you top dollar. You know, I think the baby went over to Dubai. He got broke off big time.
Yeah. The only place I keep hearing about that we better not go to unless we prepare to stay is Africa. Because what Africa do is they'll pay you $1 million, then they'll keep you for another week and pay you another $1 million. Yeah. It's hard to leave because they be want to party so much with you, so it's hard to leave from over there. So if you go over there, make sure you going over there for a real bag.
Like Cape Town? I think one of the cities over there.
Kenya?
No, that's a good place to go. That's where Miracle was at. Miracle was trying to get us to come over there.
Yeah.
Well, I know they say you gotta hire like real police because it's still like the criminals.
You do.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Especially if you're an artist, you're known artist, and they'll rob you. They kidnap you. Yeah.
So y'all had any moments like that when somebody almost got you or got you?
I got robbed. That girl that sat on my lap when we was down at that
in New Orleans?
No, we was in Alabama when we did that show in the football stadium.
Oh yeah.
And that girl sat on my lap, and then we went before. She took my wallet.
Yeah, took your wallet.
I didn't know it until I got back to the room. I had about $3,000 in my wallet. That bitch got me.
And
couldn't find it.
Remember, I think we was down in Alabama again when they we had to go to a show. Then they called back when we got to the room. They said, "Yeah, I got y'all drawers and."
Yeah.
They stole the drawers and everything.
Got in our hotel room.
I don't know how they did that, man. They got in and stole everything.
Yeah. Our manager, no, he didn't get his car stolen.
No, say that.
Yeah, so leave that one alone.
Okay, so I guess tell me about like you cracking up.
Okay, excuse me. All right, go.
I was about to say
that boy crazy. All right, go ahead, man.
Oh, he gonna get mad?
No, we don't care.
I mean, he's not our manager anymore.
He's not our manager anymore.
It was just some stuff.
Man.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah. So have any managers ever stolen you?
Had it what?
And it's like stole y'all money, and like booking shows that y'all don't know nothing about. Like y'all don't know what what they talking about.
I mean, I think our highest point was it was about 6,000 or 7,000 a show. But when you being told, oh, you're only getting 2,500, you're only getting 3,000 out of this, and you got to split that amongst the 4 of y'all. Then I still got to give my little 10-15%. And we find
He's
out
already stealing.
Yeah, he's still up top. They still up top. That's what you know. That again, man. That's because we didn't, you know, we
learning
didn't
experience.
learn this, but we didn't have our business.
We were young.
So how do you avoid that? Like if that person is like the person who kind of brokered the deal, like how do you avoid them?
Well, first of all, you got to make sure that you're getting the right person as your manager, a person that believes in your music, whether it goes or not, it blows or not. Somebody that believes in you, believes in your music, and a lot of times you can have cats in your corner that you think got your best interest at heart until the money starts coming, and then their true colors come out. You know, so you got to kind of. My best advice to you is learn the business for yourself, manage yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, because you can say I got a great manager, but when the money really, I'm telling you, when the money comes in, people change.
But see, I think artists get managers confused, but they think managers supposed to do everything, pay their way to do this. No, manager ain't that. They don't supposed to pay for nothing really. You got to give them maybe something to work with.
So there's no point if you ain't got no motion, like you
Yeah,
said.
you shouldn't even have a manager if you ain't got no motion.
Unless they can get you into bigger stuff that you.
And then if you do that, then it's always gonna be, well, I got you here, so you know you're not gonna be really. You're still not gonna be in control. So
let me tell you, if a manager, you got a manager that's paving the way for you, they're gonna want what they've spent back.
Yeah, they gonna want.
And that's quite natural. If anybody do something for you, I need to get my money back.
They spend $100,000, you gonna get a deal. They gonna get their $100,000
off top. And you know, of course, if they see you as a cash cow, they're gonna spend top dollar for you to make sure you have the best of the best because they want that money back.
They want their money back, yeah.
And then they know, I still got to get my percentage though.
Yeah.
You know, I spent $100K, but I still got to get my 20%.
15, 20%.
Yeah.
So really, you.
And then if you don't know the business, they're gonna be in your contract, in your publishing. And yeah. And you find out later.
Oh, you say you got to check. Let me get that.
You know, you know, we got your song is on this soundtrack. It's on Playas Club soundtrack, but you ain't see the check.
Hey, you remember? I want to ask you this. You remember? We did a show with DJ Nams at Scammer, you know him?
Yep. Right off West Chapel.
Yeah, we had them jerseys on.
Cause it was us. It was Escape.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got a royalty check.
Yeah.
And we got paid.
Yeah.
They said, "Let me run it. Give me that money. Y'all just got paid."
Yep.
They gave us $20 and said, "Oh yeah, y'all got a royalty check too, but we're gonna keep that too."
I remember that.
Who did it?
The people that we signed. So we got paid from the show. So they came and said, "Hey, they bought us some outfits. Said, hey, we need to get our money back for those outfits y'all got on." We looking like, okay. So they took the money that we got paid and gave us $20 a piece. And then they said, "Hey, y'all got a royalty check, but we're gonna keep that too, for y'all owe us."
So I heard about auditing a label. Like, have y'all done it? Can you still do it even though you leave a label like 10 years ago? Can you still get a lawyer to go dig and find?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm. You can order them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your right. You can order them. Now, whether or not they let you at the time frame that you go do it is on them because they have ways to prolong it. You know, to push it out costs you more money to keep it going if you're trying to order them. Now, you can always ask to look at the books. Now, whether or not they let you, that's up to them.
Just like the police, they ain't gonna give you the real shit unless like some higher power say do it. So.
Yeah, it kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, when you're trying to find a label, especially if it's a major label, it's hard.
It's hard. That's why we just decided just to remix our own song and just do it that way. So taking the court, trying to get the masters, man, they're just going to sue and just do it. But there ain't nothing they can do. They saying bad right now, sweat like bullets, because they know that we taking their money out of their mouth. They know that.
Okay, so is there any artists that y'all ever like got into like a physical altercation? Like it's all been love.
Number love. We never got in all cases with
Nobody.
If somebody had beef with us, they because they just didn't like us because they was damn jealous.
But they never brought it to us.
They never said nothing to us.
You know, we don't go around looking, causing any trouble or anything like that.
You know what? Let me take that back. Top secret.
Oh, We didn't get into it with them. They were jealous.
Yeah, I know you never heard.
Yeah.
You probably never heard nothing.
Tap dance, tabletop.
You heard
I probably had to hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had beef. We didn't have beef with them. They had beef with us. When we came back off tour, I remember that we went to Paragons and they were performing that night, and I had dyed my hair. I had this part right here dyed, so and this right here dyed, honey blonde. Right, it was just something I was just trying different. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I kept a low haircut and everything, right? I had my own style. Man. I'm always different. So when we came back from my time, you remember dude for Toxic had his hair. He had this dye.
Yep, he tried to be like you.
He was trying to be like me.
I remember
So
that.
they jumped on. We was like standing right there looking at him perform. So he jumped on stage. That's when I knew it was some beef. Cause the way he jumped on stage and he looked at me and he was like, I was like, man, y'all cannot. If y'all gonna set y'all ass down so damn well. Y'all are very local right now. We done been around. We traveling around the world. Every time we come home, y'all at the crib. Like, what's going on? You know.
Plus they didn't want their smoke because they really didn't realize who we were.
Who we was? Yeah, they didn't realize who we was in the
Yeah.
streets. They was running with the wrong person. You know, I always say that sometimes people get misled. That's how they get killed.
Yeah.
Hurt and killed because they get misled. And they got misled by the person that they was with because he was so jealous of the person that we was with that he rubbed it off on them. And they just got jealous on us for no reason. So,
But to answer your question, though, we never had any beef with anybody. You know,
you did.
No, he had beef with me. You know, but that was a money issue. You know, need my money, simple as that. But I had no beef with him. But you know, if you brought it to me, it was gonna be a problem. But other than that,
That's the night they were trying to kill us. When the gun got jammed.
Well, tell me about that. What happened? The gun got jammed.
well, it wasn't really us.
It wasn't us,
It was the cat that we were rolling with. But it was pertaining to us against this artist. But we were all cool. But they had a little ego tripping type thing going on. You know, and what happened was one of the guys that rode with this guy, he came up while we were having conversations, and I guess he had just got out of prison, and he was like, well, forget all that talk, and he pulled out a gun and stuck it in my man's stomach, pulled the trigger, it didn't go off, and my man, the guy that he did that to was real gangster, and he had niggas all over.
Yeah.
And when I mean from here to New York.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
That was a real bad move.
Bad move.
And when he saw that, he was so pissed. They knew what was going on. They took off running. So they ended up that night. He made a phone call. Cass came. They took a hostage, and
It was a big mess.
you know it was a big mess. Somebody's house got shot up, and people. It was a big mess.
It was a real big
I don't even want to rehash it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big mess.
That was a real big mess that night.
You know, and that was these cats were real about this.
Yeah. Cause it was so crazy that, you know, I mean, in a split second, it was just like.
Yeah, it went south very fast.
Yeah, cause we was like all like.
We were
like,
all
of us was like right here,
and then we were just talking.
just chilling, and he just.
This cat came out of nowhere and just
The gun got you.
looked at it.
Looked at it. Cocked it
And
again.
when old boy saw that, he was like, he had a drink. He threw that drink down. He made a phone call. We were like, yo.
I'm going to the crib. I ain't for Luma. I already know what's about to go down.
They took this nigga hostage, and they were driving at top speed and opened the back door and forcing this guy to tell him where this dude stayed at, or they were going to throw him out the car at top speed.
Okay, I guess we're gonna wrap this up. So I guess tell us about as far as like artists y'all might be working with and projects and merch that y'all got coming out.
Like he said, we finna ready to do our next single with Splat Pack and LA Snow, and we talked Cut Close. We gotta do a record with Cut Close.
Yep, and then we still got to do a song with 69 Boys. They was actually supposed to be featured on our remix. But then they were on tour, and when we did the remix, you know, we talked to them. They were like, "Yo, y'all go ahead and do your thing. The thing is hot. We'll catch the next one." So we're gonna eventually do a song with them. We're gonna do something with Sweeper.
Yeah.
Oh,
like free.
we met this cat while we was Sunday when we was doing our interview and performance out on at East Atlanta. This cat T. Roy, a R&B artist. You know, yeah, he's I think he's with Capitol Records, and he's supposed to possibly do something with him. We'll see. But you know, we're quite sure that as time goes on, there's gonna be other artists that we're gonna, you know, collaborate with, or they want to collaborate with us.
Okay, if somebody want a feature from y'all, what y'all charge?
They want to feature.
And
Depends.
you want both of us on the track?
Both of y'all, yeah.
Depends.
If both
Depends.
Y'all split a 16 or something.
Oh, we spent 16,
I don't know.
1,000 a piece.
No. We probably roll maybe 5. It depends on who it is. No, it depends on who it is. We platinum artists.
If it's independent artists, it's 1,000.
Yes, independent.
If it's major, we'll do 5 and up.
Yep. Independent artists, yeah, we work
We're
with
over
them because
1,000.
we know how it is. Be an independent artist trying to make it in the game. We're not trying to hit you in the
We
head.
ain't gonna try to hit them in the head.
But most of these independent artists now, they got the bag, bro.
You don't know.
But we still ain't gonna hit them
You
in
know,
the
we
head.
don't know that. Because you know why I want him in here? I want that publishing.
Yeah, plus we want to see them come up, man.
I want that publishing.
Yeah.
They could keep their front money. I take the back end, but I want all of they publish. I want most of they publish. They give me most of their publish to do a record.
You know, we do what we can to help independent artists, you know, come up. I heard you. We do what we can to help them come up. At the same time, of course, we got to get ours, but we're not trying to hit anybody in the head.
Yeah, we ain't trying to do that, man.
Unless they're major big time artists. They got the money.
Okay, so yeah, before we leave, I like to get an agreement. So do y'all agree to have this interview uploaded on all my social media platforms?
Yes.
Okay, because you know I had people come on, they be like, "Hey, bro, take that shit down." So you know, hopefully, it won't be no shit like that with y'all. I done had a nigga. Matter of fact, y'all probably know the guy, but he said something like, "Fucking the dude in the butt ain't gay." And
What?
That shit scared me too. I was like, I didn't know how to respond to that.
Was he looking you in your eyes when he said that?
No, hell no. Hell no. So
What's up with that, man? I heard Tank said something like
Tank
that.
says, sucking a nigga dick ain't gay.
if you do it again or some shit like
Something
that,
like that.
you
If you,
gotta see if it's
you
gay.
just helping his homeboy out. That's what he said.
But you know, sometimes people not used to having conversations for real. So when I ask questions, people will get a little deep and then they'll regret it later.
Yeah.
I thought he was a rapper. He thought he was in the booth.
Nah, but we good with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Blake Dot.
all this is gonna be part of our documentary anyway. So
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through. Maybe we could do this again.